Absolutely.
What's fun to think about too is this is a fun little trivia note. This is the first match for WCW after Hulk Hogan turned heel.
Yeah.
And it's also the first match in front of a free crowd. Said differently, there's a lot of people who are in these seats who probably aren't wrestling fans. They're
Sure.
just here
Yeah.
because they're at Disney. So if you're trying to make sure that these people stick around and they're glued and they're into it and they're lively, I can't think of anything better to do to start than send them out there with Ray and Dean.
Oh, absolutely. Fast pace, excitement. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, a guy that you want to boo and a guy that you want to love.
Yes.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Isn't it amazing, Ethan, that we look at Dean right now and you talk about how funny he is and what we know about him and watch him now, how serious he was back then? That,
Oh yeah, he was ice cold.
yeah, this is the Dean Malenko you're looking at right now is nothing like that serious face of his, nothing like he really is. It's just like unbelievable.
Like when I watched Dean Malenko when I was younger, I used to just assume he was the biggest dickhead of a father
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Like you're just like, oh, this guy is probably so mean to his kids. He just looks so stern.
Yeah, in reality, he's a great father and a great husband, and
The sweetest guy.
yeah, just
Meanwhile, Schiavone, who came off really likable, was openly and freely admitting here on the show he'd drop his kids on their heads.
oh God, these guys are just. And I here's one thing about Dean Malenko and Dean working together, Ethan. They didn't go out in the ring prior to the show and go over their shit.
Oh God, here we
You
go
know?
with this again.
They didn't. No, they didn't. And I'm not shitting on guys who do that now, but you couldn't because the ring was out in the general public. So you
Yeah.
couldn't go out in
So-
the ring and do
Is it-
this.
would you be okay? And this is not me being disrespectful at all. I promise. Could I defend my peers?
Yeah.
Yes.
We never get to wrestle. So our schedule compared to the guys back then,
Sure.
we probably have such a high level of imposter syndrome because we only have like 2 or 3 matches a month if we're used regularly.
Right.
Whereas these guys were probably wrestling 3-4 times a
Yeah.
week, maybe more.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so 100% these guys are world-class professional wrestlers.
Yes.
Yeah.
But to be able to do it that often, of course you're going to be that good.
Right. And you can tell it's that they've done it a lot. You can tell they've worked
Yes,
together before.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
And we don't repeat a lot of matches in AEW either. So to get comfortable with someone is kind of tough.
I don't guess I really thought about that until you said it. I mean, I did think about you wrestle less, but you would hear back in the day, and you could actually go back and see it when you look at the results. If you do that on like the history of WWE.com or something like that, whenever the guys were getting ready for a big pay-per-view match, they would work their match out through the house show loops. So by the time we saw it on a pay-per-view, that might be the first time that a television audience has seen it, but it might be like their 12th match.
Yeah, and I think too, it's like you become more comfortable being yourself with someone when you're around them more.
Yes.
You're just a lot more looser. Like I was fortunate enough to work with Hook on every house show we did with AEW to build up to this FTW rules match we ended up having on Rampage. It's one of my favorite matches I've had in AEW, maybe my career.
Right.
And it's because we got familiar, and it was almost like you build this like trust, and then there's a instinct that you build with your opponent that's just kind of like an intangible that adds to the, I guess, element of the match.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That brainbuster on the floor just ended my career.
I was going to say that we need house show matches. Now, I know wrestlers are not looking forward to wrestling every day of the week again, but we need them.
Who cares what the wrestlers think?
we really need them. We need more house shows, not necessarily to try to put some more cash into the company, hopefully, but also just to give wrestlers a time to work with each other. You're going to have better
Yeah,
matches
and-
on TV. You really are.
1,000% better
Yeah.
matches. And Claudio actually gave me like a little piece when we were in Huntsville doing the house show, maybe like a couple months ago, maybe last year or late last year. He was like, "Hey, I'm glad I see you on all these house shows, because when we come back for television, the fans that came today that got to see you will appreciate the fact that you came through for this, and they'll be there for you when you come back for television." And I was like, "Whoa, yeah, you're building a relationship with all these fans across America doing all these events." So anytime we bring those house shows back, give me a
Oh
call.
my gosh.
Oh, Ray
That-
missed.
That series of moves right there, how he got Dean to
That
the
was crazy.
outside and then the springboard where he just ate shit on the concrete there. My goodness.
Amazing.
You know, I
There's-
heard
there's-
Tony, I don't know if this is real. I mean, I might be misremembering this, but I think those Nitro ring mats with the flames printed on them that we're seeing right there, I think somehow those wound up with Jeff Jarrett and TNA.
Really?
Yeah. I think the first TNA show was using those same mats just flipped upside down or something crazy like that.
See the fans pop. The fans who basically are not your regular fans just pop for that Hurricane Rana off the top.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at all the women right there. That's how you know, respectfully, this is not your regular wrestling show. Those are moms. And usually when there's moms at a wrestling show, it's because their kids are there. Those were moms. Oh, here we go. Your move, buddy.
Oh, the best. Oh,
How do you do that? My God. That's unbelievable.
like he catches him on the way down. There's a release, and then as he's coming down, he's literally catching a full human.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
And how about he pulls him up? He doesn't want the 3. Keeping it going here.
You know, I was looking at the sky right there, and I got to thinking we were probably pretty darn lucky
That it never rained.
that it didn't rain. That's
I was
right.
thinking the same thing.
No
Like
kidding.
Yeah.
this would have looked totally different in a downpour because those fans would have. They're not. I mean, that
Yeah.
guy in a neck brace and a wheelchair and a WCW t-shirt, he would have been there. But I don't know how many other people would have been. That dude's been
Yeah, but-
through some shit, and he's still here for Nitro.
Yeah, because in the middle of July, early July, look at that. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3.
What a finish, man! Look at the crowd.
That was awesome.
Meltzer didn't usually make it a habit to rate television matches, but he did here, and he gave this 4 1/4. What an incredible match on free TV. Rey Mysterio is your cruiserweight champion. We just saw history. That would be Rey's first time winning the cruiserweight strap, I think.
Wait, really?
I think so. That crazy.
Dumbass-
Oh, what a perfect episode.
Yeah, and a dumbass had a puppet in the stands.